Hi guys, welcome back to the final episode of Night Call. Apologies for the delay between the episodes. I've had some stuff going off at home, but we are back to finish it off. So let's get straight into it, shall we? You barely gotten downstairs when you catch sight of Busset. She's leaning up against the door of your cab, eyes wide open, forehead creased. Get in. You obey. It's too early to react. She settles into the back seat, flashes a smile. Good news. You're right. Or at least the DA thinks your evidence is sufficient. No emotion in her voice. She's giving you the facts, nothing more. We're going to bring Fragonard in tonight. She nods. Her expression clouds over. I have trouble. She freezes. Fragonard is a mentor. Mine. And half the squad's. You can't understand. He's an institution. She stops. Clears her throat. I need your help. One last time. Later on tonight, we're going to get Fragonard to leave home, find a way to get him into your taxi. She pulls some kind of pen out of her pocket that she puts into the little cubby just above the car stereo. This is a bug. You need a confession. If you feel like it, if you think you can manage. I've seen you and heard enough to know that you have a trick, a gift for getting people to talk. I need someone I can trust to get close to Fragonard without making him suspicious. He's a cop. He knows how we work. No one's ever sent a taxi driver to make an arrest. He won't put up a fight. I hope he'll open up to you, that he'll confess before things fall apart. Not too far from the hospital where he goes for his treatments, there's an alleyway under construction. There won't be any civilians, just us and him. She sighs. Two teens walk by the cab, and the intense smell of weed fills the cab. Busset doesn't budge. I know you can do it. If you stick to the plan, nothing can go wrong. Understood. She gives you a typical smile, like an owner admiring her dog performing a perfect trick. I'm off. She lays her hand on the door handle. You pick the suspect up, drive to the meeting point, and you're free. Easy as pie. She gets out of the cab, slams the door, and walks quickly away. Shit. Shit. Shit! You hit the dashboard. Intense pain spreads throughout your hand. You grab the keys and ignition, turn. The motor comes on. Your night is about to begin. Your last night. So as you remember last time we did decide to blame Busset, basically, and accuse him of being the judge. We had the evidence for him. So we have to go and do a few things beforehand, I believe, and then eventually it'll pop up and it'll be the only one that we can get. So let's go and do this. So some of this story might actually make sense. I did actually lose the save game and had to replay back through it, so obviously not everything happened as expected. So this is her. I've met him a couple of times on this. He's a homeless guy, a friend of mine. Last time we saw him, he'd been in a fight and was quite hurt, but here we go. The door opens, it's Herb. He greets you with his bizarre verbal tick as usual. Getting damn cold out now. Ow. Hi Herb. You start the engine. Herb seems pretty happy with himself today. The rearview mirror, you watch him run his tongue over his lips, as if mentally preparing for a good meal. He catches your eyes and smile. Sorry, I'm a bit out of it today. So I see. It's just, I had a bad week, a really bad week. Then yesterday, he hesitates as if he can't believe what he's about to say, like it's too good to be true. The lines around the corner of his eyes show that his real age crinkle slightly. Herb gives a little laugh. Serious man, I don't believe in God, I don't believe in all that bullshit. Shit. It doesn't make any sense. Some guy with a beard up in the sky. I never got it. What people saw in him. Anyhow, God. None of us believe in him on the street. His eyes crinkle up at the corners again. I mean, we believe when the soup kitchen goes to church. Yeah, sure, we believe in him then. He flashes his teeth and lets out a harsh, raspy laugh. A pause. The ride continues in silence. Herb keeps his eyes fixed on the passing streets. Suddenly he slaps his thigh. Oh damn, I forgot what I wanted to tell you, pal. Another laugh. His eyes light up all of a sudden. Oh yeah, yesterday. He's talking faster now, in incessant flow. I was starving, man. It was pretty bad. Toby and I had gone through all the garbage bins in the neighbourhood. Toby, he's this German guy. He says he prefers France, that we're more generous here. So I was starving. Herb's eyes tear up, his voice drops off. A faraway look comes over him. A lengthy pause. Silence hangs in the air until he murmurs. It's just... He snaps out of it. Yeah, like I was saying that... Yeah, I was starving. Starving. I was hanging out at the supermarket on Rue Rustmark. Fancy neighbourhood, but not too fancy, no cops. It gives you a wink. That's always a plus. And then there's like this guy I see sometimes around, a young guy, like just a kid. He comes out to the supermarket with groceries and before I can even say a word, he hands me a can of cassoulet. A can of cassoulet as big as a beach ball. His face lights up. I didn't even know they made him that big. He bursts out laughing, his eyes wander back to the street. Herb suddenly pats you on the shoulder. Hold on, wait, I'm gonna get out here if you don't mind. You park the cab as soon as you see an empty space. Thanks, man. He's looking out the window. Yeah, I think that's him. Him. Who? Nothing. Without another word, he opens the door and gets out. This time, I'm gonna get him. A moment later, he vanishes into a dark alley. Your eyes scan the dark, narrow street, but you can't make anything out. Then something moves in the distance, a silhouette, probably Herb, now to run. Their form darts on the street light. It's Herb, holding something in his hand. Immediately vanishes from sight. You sit there a minute and then switch on the ignition, pull out of the parking space. So again, homeless, just a friend, we don't actually get any money from him. And here we go. So now we have to go and basically bring the guy down. So this should be interesting to see if we actually have the right person, if he's going to make the confession. Your next passenger is your suspect, the retired policeman. Judging by his looks, you could have easily guessed. Hospital St. Louis, please. You nod your head and start the engine. Your passenger seems to have his mind elsewhere, not entirely awake, stubble on his chin. You scan his skin, his movements, his attitude, It's cold as shit this morning. His voice makes you jump, you nod. You have more people or not as many when it's cold out like this? Folks tend to stay at home when it's too cold. There might be more of them, but they make shorter trips. Makes sense. Dead silence. It's worse in the summertime though. People don't take cabs as much. When they do, they go further. Obviously. Drive in silence for a second, the road goes by. You don't want to look in your side mirrors too often. You haven't seen a trace of cops yet. Bussett told you not to worry, but you know, it's funny. Just this morning I was thinking about an old case. One of my first cases actually. It was just after the Maricine case. You do know who Maricine is, don't you? Or am I really that old? He senses it's the right time to get him to talk. That rings a bell. Jacques Maricine. Breaking and entering, kidnapping, armed robbery. He killed 2 cops in Canada, tortured a journalist, a far right one, but still. Then in 1979, after being on the run for a year and a half, the cops catch him and kill him at Port du Clignancourt. He raises his hand. Now, the cops say it was in self-defense, but I know for a fact they shot him down like a dog. He looks straight at you. You can see a hint of an underground fire roaring deep in his eyes. Now, I most certainly do not want to die like a dog, undisturbed. Catches his breath and is clearly shaken. He ever so slowly reaches into his pocket and pulls out a weapon. Where did Bussett ask you to take me? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't take me for a fool. A warehouse, some old garage. They're waiting for us there. An ambush. I'm no Mezzarine, you know. I'm not going to pull a grenade out from under the back seat here. Cuts off a groan. When he starts speaking again, his voice is chilling. Bussett. You see his finger on the trigger, shaking ever so slightly. How much does she know? She has evidence. You hear a long sigh coming from the back seat. A few seconds go by. You try to concentrate on driving, despite your sweaty hands and dripping brow. Okay, why hasn't she tried to arrest me then? You shrug. Don't know. She told me it'd be easier this way. I think she hopes you'll turn yourself in without a fight. He looks away. You know, Bussett is really one of a kind, but she doesn't fit in today's world. Neither do I, for that matter. The weapon he's holding is shaking, slightly wavering. You suddenly notice he's speaking to you in a more familiar tone. That's why I killed them. Bastards. All of them. Rapists, murderers, and liars who escape prosecution. Now Bussett would like to do the same thing I did. Slam a bullet into the head of the first murderer she could get her hands on. But she can't. You just can't do that anymore. A long, painful, heavy sigh. In any case, now there's only one truth left. No more confrontation, no debate. No need for justice to be served. They were guilty, and I killed them. I can write that down if you want, it's no secret. I knew I'd be caught sooner or later, either by Bussett or by... His sentence hangs in the air. I'm sick, got cancer, all over. They hope some new drug might cure me, but what's the point, honestly? He abruptly accelerates his speaking pace. I don't want to go to jail. A cop can't go to jail. I don't want to see my face on the cover of magazines and newspapers. But I don't want to deny Buster the pleasure of catching me, her and her team. So here's what we're going to do. There's a place in Montmartre, a place I really love. It's my first memory of Paris. I must have been 6 or 7. My mother had come all the way from Martinique. She thought she convinced my father to... Yeah, anyway, there's no point in telling that story. There's a bench up there, not far from Sacré-Cœur. The bench has 2 clear advantages. First, it faces the city of Paris, southern facing. All the monuments were there, staring back in splendour. He starts to speak with confidence. I especially like it when all the buildings poke out above the cloud of pollution. Notre Dame's square towers, Pompidou and its coloured pipes, the Eiffel Tower. He shakes his head and his voice sounds deep and serious again. The second advantage to sitting on this bench is that you turn your back to Sacré-Cœur, an ugly building. They only built it to rub the church the right way. He looks away and remains silent for a while. His hands shake a little. I want to see Paris one last time. It's a little too early to watch the sunrise, but at least there'll be people around. Lovers, life. I just want to go and sit on the bench, look out at Paris alone for 5 minutes. Then you go to a meeting point so Buster can pick me up. What do you say? Okay. You turn around. You see, the view is incredible. Neither of you says a word for several minutes. You drive in silence. Then as you begin to climb up to the top of Montmartre, the cop lowers his weapon. See, I really did not want to get shot and killed. That was the idea. I want to apologise. I'm sorry I hurt you the night of the attack. Everything could have turned out so differently. You're nothing like the guy I took down, you know. He was a kid at the time, but there was something in his eye, something bad, something evil. His eyes sparkle for a bit, tears perhaps. Seconds later, you park a few metres from Sacré-Cœur. The bench is right over there. I just need 5 minutes. 5 minutes and we'll go. Got it. You nod. Don't do it. He lays his hand on the door handle and gives you a genuine smile. Do what? You're going to kill yourself, aren't you? He pauses. To be perfectly honest, I don't really know yet. The cop suddenly seems older than he really is. His voice croaks slightly as he says to you, Thanks, friend. He gets out of the cab. You watch the old cop. He takes a few steps towards the bench, walks around it like he wants to look at it from every angle. He doesn't so much as glance at Sacré-Cœur and its dome, lit up with powerful spotlights. A few passersby, chilled to bone, are wandering about nonchalantly on the square in front. The cop finally sits on the bench. He stays there a long minute, contemplating Paris. Strings of light weave around traffic circles and intersections, making a magnificent canvas. There's a sudden movement. In a matter of seconds, he pulls the gun out of his pocket and up to his chin. A shot rings out. Thanks, friend. Those were his last words. Are you fucking kidding me? No. Lieutenant Bussett watches you, jaws clenched, locked more like. What else did he say? He confessed to his crimes. The wire you put in the cab must have caught it all. You have the recording. Bussett stares at you for a second before looking away. Shit. This is not how it's supposed to end. You're not clear on whether she's angry or sad. I'm sorry. She pretty much cuts you off. Did he say anything about me? It's all in the recording. He said you were like him. Of course. That guy was my mentor, a father figure actually. He taught me everything I know. That's why I slipped you his file. I couldn't investigate him. No one on the team wanted to either. It was unthinkable, unfeasible. Fuck. A semblance of a smile spreads across her face, awkward, strained perhaps. It makes your blood curdle. You're free to go now. Don't leave the country though. We might have some questions for you at some point. She opened the door. Icy air squeaks in. You shiver. You really came through, you know. I didn't think you'd do so well. Her voice breaks up a bit with her last words. Who knew? She gets out of the cab and slams the door behind her. Blunt metallic noise, unidentifiable vibrations. The car quakes and shakes like a boat. A minute goes by before you can move again. You slowly come back to your senses. Key in ignition, handbrake off, foot on the accelerator. You leave Sacra crew behind. And there you go. That is the end. So obviously we caught the right guy. Wasn't convicted and had to pay for his crimes. Obviously killed himself, which is a bit of a disappointment at the end. I would have liked to have caught him, but at the end of the day, we got our man. One way or another. The sun is about to come up. You drove all night long with your window open. You're so tired, your chest is tight and your eyes are heavy, but you can't stop. Not now. You're going to run out of gas soon. The light went on about 20 kilometres back. You're somewhere in Normandy. Maybe you run into that cat you gave variety one night. You smile and relax at the thought. You pull over onto the shoulder and get out. There's almost no traffic. You step over the guardrail as your eyes adjust to the colourful break of dawn. The sun will soon rise over the horizon. You get your phone out and dial a number. It doesn't ring, direct to voicemail. A voice asks you to leave a message after the beep. Hey, I wanted to... You catch your breath. When A told me she'd held onto your phone just to hear the sound of your voice, I thought I was stupid. But now, the sun is slowly rising and its colours are flooding the landscape. Bare underbrush, a tiny village lost in the fog, off in the distance, a hilltop sparkling with dew. The view seemed alien to you. I wanted to thank you for giving me the opportunity to redeem myself. Thanks. That word disgusts you, but it's too late. Thanks to you, I did something important. I think. Who knows? Silence, your head is spinning. You haven't spoken to your brother in years. Well, in a manner of speaking, you grin. Your kids are good. They grew up so fast. He'd showed me pictures sometimes, but I never go inside the house. It would be too complicated for everyone. But they're doing well. They looked a lot like Dad. At least, I think. You pause. A truck flies by just meters from you. I thought when it was all over, I thought I'd better get some decent sleep. Close my eyes and sleep. Like really sleep, finally. But sleeping is just a break. It doesn't put an end to it. It all starts up again as soon as a voice cuts you off. You have reached the maximum time limit, please. You hang up. Your phone feels heavy in your hand. What should you do now? There's a broken fence in front of you, leading off to a small footpath in the woods. Behind you is the highway leading to the sea. Ooh, we're going to get back in the car. You sigh and retrace your steps. On the other side of the guardrail, you find your overheated cab. Next gas station can't be much further. You turn a key in ignition. There's got to be something for you out there. So there we go. That is the end of Nightcall. I hope you have enjoyed this series. Again, apologies for the break between the final 2 episodes. But I hope you have enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button. If you have, subscribe and ring the bell. We will have more videos coming out on this channel pretty soon. So until next time, I'm out. See ya.